We're going to be talking about influence, persuasion, and also healing ourselves. There's a lot of self-doubt out there, fear, worries in the world these days because of all the scarcity, the economy, what people are saying, what so-called gurus and experts are saying. I'm not a conspiracy theorist, and I'll end it with just a quick thought. However, if everyone's talking about a recession, if everyone's talking about how bad things are, talking about how scarce things are, well, guess what? That everyone's going to start holding on to their pennies. And yes, of course, there's going to be scarcity. Of course, there's going to be recession. So that's my problem with a lot of gurus, experts, news channels, news stations talking about this, because it's a way our subconscious minds love negative news. If you think about it, most of the news is negative. Why would that be? Robert, Cody, and of course yourself, my good man, Angela De Los Santos. Just kidding, Robert. We have two Roberts actually on here today. Why could that be? Why do you gentlemen think that all news is negative? What do you think?
I don't know why they want to put the fear in people, because there's so much great news out there. They just don't want to broadcast it. I think that they have a bit more power when people are living in fear. It gives the government and those big stores and everything more power over us. And it brings down our energy levels a lot. And then when your energy levels a lot, I think you're just more controllable, and you just I that's my view on it, because there is a lot of greatness out there. It's hard to find it on social medias and other
News.
platforms. But if you look around you, it's there, and you just have to just cut out what you hear and what you see, and just use what you actually see yourself in person versus what they're trying to feed it to you.
Right on. Right on, brother. Yeah, and then Cody also put in the chat, he said negativity draws people in. He's right. As much as it is bad, it's part of human nature. You're right. Absolutely. How about yourself, Robert, Mr. Nyarko? We have two Roberts today. What do you think?
Um, well, in addition to what they have already said, if you look at it economically too, there has always been the highs and the lows. Anytime there is, good, there's this economic troughs, there is always like recession following and the good times and so on. And I mean, if we just look around us, it's something that we actually observe. We observe how things are going. And if you trace from history, it looks like, things are not getting good all the time. It may happen good for certain individuals, but looking at the whole world, as a whole, I don't think things are getting good. Rather the negatives are getting more and more.
And I would not disagree with you. That's for sure. And I think that's why we need great leaders like yourself, like Robert Zangrilli. His name says Angela, but it's Robert Zangrilli. I'm saying your last name, right, Robert Zangrilli?
Yeah, you can call me Rob if you want to make it easier.
Cool. Rob and Robert. That sounds good.
Okay.
You're all three of you men are absolutely right. Absolutely right. And welcome, Stacy. Good. We got a lady. We're adding a lady to the crowd, a female to the crowd. This is perfect. You're all absolutely correct at one. The reason most news is negative and they slip in maybe one positive story, so they don't seem biased, is that our subconscious mind loves negative things. It pays attention to negative things. And the reason being is back in cave woman and caveman days, that kept us alive. This hypervigilance to paying attention to any fear, danger, worry, negativity kept us alive. That's why our brains still is just paying attention to negative stuff. And that's why this crap sells, right? So a lot of stuff sells is negative news, because people know our brain pays attention to it. Believe it or not, it sounds ironic and crazy, but it gets far more views, and then they can sell far more ads. It's about money. And to your point earlier, Robert, it's also about control. If everyone's fearful and scared, we usually look to the government or look to some leader to support us. And I would agree with you, Robert, Mr. Nyarko, that a lot of the leaders today are pretty crappy. I'll just leave it at that. So that's why I love working with people, you know, entrepreneurs, business owners, business leaders, people that want to help the world and lead people and make the world a better place somehow. However you do that is cool. Whether you're a leader, whether you're just someone who leads, someone who walks the talk and makes a shift, you don't have to do it officially, but however you make the world a better place, that's why I love teaching, talking, supporting, and empowering, ensuring the success of people like that. Because I think we need to change the world. That's one of my big purposes, is to make a big difference, is to make a big shift and big change to people. By the way, guys, I wanted to ask really quickly, let me check something. I want to see if I'm less echoey if I change my microphone. Bear with me. I'm just in a big room in a beach house here in San Juan del Sur. Am I less echoey if I switch to, let's see here. Am I less echoey, or is it worse? What's better, guys? I'll keep talking here.
That's better, James.
Better? Thanks, Stacy. Excellent, excellent. I'll even tilt my monitor. I'll bring this close. There we go. Bring it close. Yeah, the other mic picks up a little too much. So, Latido. With that aside, let's start talking about being influential. We'll even do some healing. If anyone's got some fears, doubts, worries, overwhelm, I'm going to show you a tool that I developed, and I'll show you an old NLP tool that I'm bringing back that will help, again, with this fear, worry, doubt, overwhelm. Remind me. We'll do a couple of logical things first, then we'll get into some healing, and then some more logical stuff. So as you see here, this is a gift for you guys. Remind me, I'll give this to you at the end. This is my final draft. So this is the ready version. It just is not a pretty PDF yet. So what I'm going to do is I'm happy to give the link when we're done today. And it's this Persuasion Playbook, 7 keys to being highly influential and hearing yes more with integrity. So happy to do that for you guys. But what I wanted to do for you guys, because we're live, is I want to talk about 14. I created this ebook and then realized, okay, 14 keys is a little long. So what I do, and what I want to do today, I want to try something different. I want to go through, and this is the original draft. I want to go through this with you, and I want to talk about what matters to you. I want to talk about, Robert, what's important. Rob, what's important to you? Cody, Robert, Stacy, I want to talk about what's important to you guys with challenges in your life, with growth areas, with your core desires, with where you want to go in life. So I'm going to show you the 14 keys, and then we can talk to it, depending what resonates with you. And the way we'll do that, as I go through this, I'll go through it quickly, then we'll go again. Just drop what you want to learn more about in the chat. Okay. So the first key is basically connection, having connection with people. The next key, so if you want to learn more about connection with people, just drop the word connection in the chat. Listening and presence, actually being present is a key as well to being influential, having authority, being able to get people to follow your lead and say yes to you. There's reciprocity, giving first, or something called giver's gain. The next one we can talk about, if it's of interest, is commitment. Building momentum with a small step. So having people commit more and more and more to you, to your thing, to what you want, right? And there's many ways to do that. There's even something called the slam a door in the face technique, which means literally when you're a salesperson in the old days, you go to their sales, you make a crazy request that almost gets people to slam the door in your face. And then when they say no to that, for example, it's like, hey, can you watch my dog for a week? And they're like, no. And you say, okay, well, can you watch my dog for a day? It's getting these smaller commitments, building up momentum. So that's really cool. And usually they say yes. Or can you watch my dog for a day? No, I'm too busy. Can you watch my dog for an hour? And they'll probably say yes, because it's a frame. Wow, an hour is a lot better. I feel bad saying no. So an hour is like, sure, yeah, I'll watch your dog for an hour. So we talk more about commitment as well, building momentum with people and commitment with people in small steps. Number 5 is questions are the answer. Always be asking questions. When someone asks you a question, asking them a question in return is actually better than answering their question. Whether you're friends with them, whether you're trying to inspire them, motivate them, empower them, whether you're trying to influence them, whether you want them to buy from you, questions are the answer. If you get a question, ask a question so that we can talk about that. That's another key to persuasion with integrity and influence with integrity. And rapport too, by the way, getting trust and rapport.
Consistency. Consistency is basically walking your talk. A consistency is doing things in a consistent basis. Like, for example, posting. My commitment is to post once or twice a day, at least 6 days a week, to social media. And by being consistent, by being everywhere, you can actually get a lot more influence. People see you, you're familiar, you're safe. The unconscious mind loves familiarity. It's safe. Familiar things, predictable things for your subconscious mind, which is 95% of your brain, is your unconscious or subconscious mind. Only 5% is a decision maker, is the goal setter. 95% of our brains, our unconscious mind, is the goal getter, which explains why it can be so hard to do things we want, like lose weight, go to the gym, make more money, quit a job and go find a better one, leave a partner and go find a better one, or whatever it is. It can be so hard to work towards what you want because 95% of your brain loves being comfortable. It's scared. It's something new. It's unpredictable. You're 5% of your brain, 5% of your conscious mind wants the new interesting thing. 95% of your brain is often fearful, scared. So consistency. Next one we could talk about, and just drop these in the chat, guys, when you see what's interesting to you. How to create rapport and likability, how to have more charisma. We can talk about that as well today. I want to talk about what's of interest to you guys. Authority, how to show authority, how to be more authoritative in a good way, how to show authority and expertise with people and credibility. And next one, number 9, liking. Again, how to get people to like you more. Because remember, people will buy from people, they'll date people, they'll be led by people from those that they know, they like and they trust. So that's liking. Next is scarcity. Next is scarcity, either of your time, product, service, right? So avoid being too available to people. And this is just as applicable as with dating, without playing games, of course. No games during dating. Just as applicable it is with dating as it is with business. Food for thought. We have that. We have sense of community. People love community. People want a sense of community. This is also something that is inbuilt, subconsciously, genetically inbuilt to us. Why? In fact, I'll ask you guys. Why? You guys are clever, and you got it for the first thing I asked about negative news and bad news. Why do you think people are so attached, not just wanting it, but literally core instinctual core desire? Why are people so attached and desiring a sense of community? Any thoughts? What do you guys? Any thoughts? What do you think?
I think it was just ingrained in our makeup, like whether it's, pack animals, whatever it is, like you have to belong, and that's part of survival because, you have a better chance at surviving as a unit than you do individually.
You got it, my friend. Exactly, Stacey. Yep, much better chance of survival. And the pack animal thing you said as well, if one wolf or one human is hunting something, it's a heck of a lot better chance that 3 or 4, 5 or 10 humans or wolves or whatever are going to catch an animal and have food to survive than one. So you're absolutely right, Stacey, as well. That sense of community, we're all running around subconsciously doing our best to be liked, to belong to that community and not be ostracized, because years ago you would die. You would literally die if you were ostracized for a community. Food, protection, safety, shelter, even human connection, it was gone. You would literally die. So our brain still desires that, and it does so much crazy shit to be liked, loved, and to belong to a community. And oftentimes it's the wrong damn community we're belonging to. It's community that drags us down or holds us back. But anyways, it's a community, and our subconsciously, we do crazy stuff like buying expensive cars we don't need just to impress people, have them like us, which actually doesn't work, by the way. Like, oh, cool car, that's a nice car. And then that's it. It's not like, wow, I'm liking you more because you have a Ferrari versus a Geo Metro, right? But it's a sense of community. People are dying for. We do all this crazy crap, spend all kinds of money on crazy shit, like brand new phones. I know people that they get a brand new phone, the latest release brand new phone, when they can barely afford to eat properly. I've known and no disrespect to anyone, I've known single people that with kids that get the latest and greatest phone, and then instead of selling their used phone, they give their 5-year-old, 6-year-old kid their used phone, which is still worth probably $500, $600, $700, $800. They could sell and get the money from it. They give a 5, 6, 7-year-old an $800 phone that the kid doesn't need, but they can't afford to eat right, or can't afford to eat healthy food, right? And it's there's no judgment, because it's this inbuilt desire, unless we do the inner work on that, this inbuilt desire to have a sense community. Look, I'm good enough, I'm worthy, I'm lovable because I have the latest whatever phone or threads or device or computer or car or purse or shoes or whatever the hell, right? So sense of community. I went a little long on that one, but that kind of basically gives you the gist of it anyway. There's social influence as well, another key to things. So we can go through any of these guys that you're interested in. Social influence is absolutely key to being influential. People want social proof for social influence. They want to see others saying, yes, Stacy's good, or Rob's safe. Robert, he's an expert. Cody is safe. He won't take your money if you work with him. James will actually help you make a big difference, versus just, like a lot of these charlatans out there selling extremely expensive courses and giving you really, I don't think, a lot. Now, that's not everyone. I'm just saying, but there are people out there like that. There's a lot of good people out there that want to make a big difference like myself and go way above and beyond. I've learned that from a lot of my mentors, actually, going way above and beyond what anyone pays you, whether you're working for someone else or whether it's your own business. Go way above and beyond, go way more, and do way more than they're paying you for. And if they don't recognize it, if they don't see it, then maybe it's time to leave. But always do that, because that's a way to get more money, promoted, liked, credibility, authority, right? Go big versus, oh, I'm not being paid for that, I'm not going to do it. Go above and beyond, and you will stand out, because most people do not do that. And again, follow these 14 keys to influence, because most people don't do this or even know about it. Being authentic, just being real, being authentic, no bullshit, none of these filters. You need to do this with boundaries, of course, and you don't want to open the kimono to show people all your wounds and avoid acting like a victim. And I'll talk about this later if it's of interest. How to be real and authentic, and take down the shield, which will actually let people connect with you. It'll let the right people in, personally, professionally, friends, intimate relationships, and of course, it'll increase your money, your dinero, because of course of being hired, promoted, or people buying from you if you're an entrepreneur. Thinking outside the box as well, the creative elixir of influence. Creating and thinking outside the box, guys. Being different, thinking different. And we are. So I'll scroll back up through really quickly. And if you guys want, feel free to, in the chat, just drop in some of the things you'd want to learn about today. And we'll do some healing too. So there's thinking outside the box. Now they've seen them. And there's authenticity. Put the number in, number whatever, or if you want to just put what it is in the chat. Otherwise, let's pick some random things to talk about today. There is also social influence, if you want to learn more about that, because we don't have time for all 14 today. I thought I'd make this interactive for you guys, and what your core desires are, where do you want to go in life, what your obstacles, what your barriers are. A sense of community. That's another one. Hey, good to see you, Cody. Scarcity. If you want to, create a sense of urgency and importance. I'll add that actually, and importance. Scarcity. There's only 1,000 iPhones or whatever released at first, or 1,000 Nintendos or whatever it is, because it creates scarcity, which creates urgency. Everyone's rushing there. They're lining up a day or 3 before. It's craziness. Right? There's also liking. There's also getting people to like you more. So just drop in the chat, guys, if there's anything, or you can call it out too when we go back to it. Authority and expertise. Showing authority, being an expert. Winning trust, being more likable. Consistency. And we have got here commitment. Reciprocity, getting value first, how to do that. Listening, how to listen better, how to be present. Got some cool tools for that, guys, for you. And of course, how to create more connection. So what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna open a quick little WordPad, Notepad document here. And what do you guys think? What do you guys think? I'm gonna pull open the chat here. What do you guys think? What would be helpful to learn about, guys? Or I can pick at random. Let's see, there's a few things in the chat here. Number 10, number 2, number 12, and building people's trust. No worries. Cool. Okay, awesome. So 10 to 12. Perfect. And what I'd love to do for you guys as well, if it's of interest, let me just bring this down here, get this out of our way. Okay, perfect. What I'd love to do, since there's only a few of us on here, what would you guys say if you want to share? Because then I'll speak to that too. What is your top core desire, guys, and what is your biggest obstacle? Because then I can talk to that. It's optional to just share, but if you want, feel free. What is biggest desire, biggest obstacle, and then I can suggest another few as well.
Okay. For me, it's just because I've been off of social media for over 2.5 years, and the business I'm involved with, I need to get out there. I need to get the word out and just to let people know that it exists. Okay. And also to build the trust on what I do have to offer is actually legit, and it can actually help you as I'm telling people that it can actually help. So those are my two main reasons why I came on board today, to see if I could get some clarity and maybe some direction with that.
Cool. Absolutely. Yes. I mean, social media is a great way to increase likability, commitment. Absolutely. I love that. How about you, Robert? Any areas of focus, goals?
Okay, for me, I'm not on social media at all. And I don't even know what I should put on social media.
Got it. Okay. Got it. And I'll help you with that, as a matter of fact, too. We may not have time. Well, I mean, I'll give you some tips today too. But some of our work together, you and I, can be of what to do and how to do it. One of the biggest things I'll say actually is figuring out who your people are, who you want to serve, what target group, and again, I'll help you figure that out. What your target group is, what they want, what they desire, and what their biggest pains and maybe fears are. And that way, what you can do is you can talk to them. You can talk to them actually, and you can speak about what's important to them. You can speak, and then you can have a little content calendar for that. Here, actually, this might be useful for you guys. I wasn't planning on talking about this today, but let me show you something, guys. One sec. Let me show you one sec, guys. Just a moment. Let me see if I can find it. Let me show you something here.
James, while you're looking, do you want me to tell you what I have trouble with?
Please, absolutely. Go ahead. Stacey.
Within my organization, at work, my coworkers, the locations that I work with, that kind of thing, they know that I know my stuff. They know that I have integrity, but I lose clout, I feel, because of my bubbly, friendly personality, which you know me. And I just think that I don't get taken seriously. And so then, it puts a block up for a lot of things.
Got it. I appreciate you. I honor you for sharing that. And yes, I hear you. I hear you as well. And there's ways to do it that will, because to your point, you know me well too. I'm bubbly. I'm even silly. Bubbly, silly, love to have fun. And it's the way you do it, the way you execute it, and I suppose not where it comes from. I'm gonna say, I'll say the power and I will say the place it comes from, and I don't mean in a good place or bad place. It's not necessarily what I mean, but I hear you, because you're right. People, bubbly, friendly, and even me, silly, love to have fun. You're right, and that's one of my best things. I mean, I love making things interesting. You're right. People can take you as not serious, or don't take it seriously. Got it. Thank you for sharing. And Cody, what do you think, brother? Anything for yourself, either biggest desires and biggest challenges?
Yeah, I'd say building trust. Like I have a very good social media presence, and I have people coming to me all the time for investments and stuff like that. But now the challenge is the size of projects that I'm doing. I'm going from like $70 to $200,000 investments to needing $1 million to $2 million, and those are completely different people that I'm used to dealing with. And it takes the next level of trust.
Yep. Fair enough. Very true, brother. Very true. Cool. Excellent. I appreciate you guys sharing. So when we'll talk about that, we're also going to go into a couple things as well. Building trust, commitment, consistency, and by the way, with Stacy too, feel free to drop a couple if there's anything in here that you want to talk about in this big long list. Feel free to drop that in the chat too. Anything specific? But yeah, let's talk about some of this, guys. Wanted to show both Robert and Rob. I want to show you all something. Actually, I think this is going to be helpful for all of you, as a matter of fact. Creating influence. So let me do this for you. One quick sec here. I'll show you something. It's something I learned from one of my mentors, and here it is. Let's see, here it is. Okay, so this is my content calendar. Let me display it better here. Okay, so this is a content calendar I've created, and the reason I was able to create this was because I decided who I want to talk to, what their pains are, what their challenges are, what I think most of their goals are, and thus what I want to teach them. So for example, and this is really easy to create. You can take a screenshot if you want, and I'm happy to help you with this, everyone, including Robert as well. So this is a quick little template. There's no wrong or right answer, by the way. What to post each day. Really have fun and stay consistent. Speaking of that consistency, someone wanted to know, Robert wanted to know, consistency is key for two reasons, guys. Going back to the principle of influence. Consistency, again, people and the human brain loves familiarity, loves stability, loves consistency, right? And this will also help you at work, Stacy, as well. It's that, yes, be bubbly, friendly, absolutely, because that's you, and I love that person, absolutely be, and that's myself as well, the same way. The consistency is great, and people will trust that consistency. People really trust that consistency. So what I would just to quickly prelude to supporting you, Stacy. The consistency of just being this bubbly, amazing person is easy for you. I think I would, and just off the top of my head, I would invite you to make sure there's a consistency. I have no doubt a consistency of getting shit done and achieving and accomplishing things. What I would find a way to make sure people know about that and everyone knows about that. And there's many strategies behind that. If we have time today or on a call one-on-one, we can discuss too strategies to make sure people, without seeming like a bragger, because you don't want to seem like that either, there are effective strategies for being able to support people and to have people they say, wow, oh my goodness, like it's the proof is in the pudding, so to speak. Holy shit, you know, Rob or Bob or Stacy or Cody, they're getting shit done. Wow, and when they do it, they're great at it. And that way, when it comes along with the bubbly, fun, personality, or silly in my case, they're like, oh wow, okay, I like the person, but I love the results. I love who they are, what they're achieving. So food for thought, I can teach some of that as well if it's time today. Otherwise, let's get on a call. It's been a while.
Okay. Cool.
So this is a content framework, you guys, and very easy. Both Rob and Robert, and probably Cody as well, and even Stacey, if you want to add value and show value. Heck, even you're working for someone else, it could probably be a benefit. So check this out, and you can do this any way you want. But in terms of methods, so you can have a shift belief. You can mix and match however you want this, guys. But often, let's say on a Monday, you can post either a shift belief or post a shit belief. Most people have, like working harder versus smarter is going to make you be successful. No, it's going to burn you out. You have to work, and all this hustle culture, work harder, work 100 hours a week, all this shit. That's going to burn people out. And I have burnt out many times. That's going to fry you. So no, using things like NLP and the other tools I teach, I love teaching people how to be more successful in less time, more effective, and having less burnout, less overwhelm, and more time for fun. Right? I don't love this hustle culture. Yes, work, quote unquote, work hard. And I'm going to quote that, air quote that. Yes, I avoid half-assing things and doing like an hour of work a day, unless you're there, I suppose. And if you're there, then good for you. You do the work you need, although do it effectively, do the proper work, do the right things, do the best things, do the things that are really going to move the needle. And that way, if there's 10 things that are left undone each day that are just these piddly little check marks that don't do much, great, fine, because we'll never get everything done, right? We'll never get everything done in our day, our week, our year, our life. We'll die with a list inside us. So again, let's say you post, you talk about that belief. Wow, not working harder, it's actually working smarter. And you could talk, like, for example, when I do a post on that, I talk about how, after 37 hours, that starts to get diminishing returns. After 45 hours, after 50 hours, after 60 hours, it's just, after 60 or 65 hours, you're getting less done. Actually, you're working more and getting less done because your brain is just fried. So you do that, do a hand raiser, like, hey, who's interested in a free guide for this? Or hey, who's interested in a free webinar on, Rob, improving your health and having more energy so you can make more money and work faster and work more effectively so you have more free time. Link it to the outcomes people want. You can do a live stream with a call to action. Hey guys, whatever call to action you want. Do this, take this action, book a call with me, download this thing, go out into your live and try this thing. You can do a case study or your own journey, all of you as well. You guys all have a journey. All have a journey, that's for sure. And sharing your journey, your wounds to wisdom, your scars to your strengths, which will do two things. It'll empower people. It'll also create trust and rapport because, wow, Rob's done this. Robert's done this. Cody's done this. Stacy's done this. You can create a value bomb, either written or video, and you can mix it up. Some people like video, some people like text. And then maybe on a Saturday, a slice of life, like me at the beach, because people want to know you. People are buying us. They're not buying our business name or our brand. They're buying us, right? And people, Stacy, are hiring Stacy. They're not hiring, necessarily your abilities. That comes along with it, but they're hiring you. I mean, look at most corporate culture. Yeah, I even saw this back when I was at IBM and Novell and Lenovo. The favorites got promoted. Now, they usually, not always, but usually they had to be good at what they did. Not always. Usually they had to be good, or at least competent at what they did. And then the favorites, or the people who really were the most social and had created the most trust, likability, and rapport, those were the ones got promoted, right? So that's one of the keys. So people want to know you. So creating a slice of life, both Rob and Robert. And again, we'll help you figure out your target market, because that way, what you can do then, what to post. This is how to post. What to post, for example, if you scroll over here. So I've determined that there's probably between 4 and 7 pillars of my target market. And so a lot of what people want are clarity and focus. Like, what the hell do I do? How do I do it? What do I even want? Do I want to do this anymore? Is this just the programming of be a good boy, be a good girl, get a stable job, all this stuff we've been programmed, or make mom and dad proud because you're a doctor, a lawyer, accountant, or can I go be a basket weaver or teaching scuba diving because that's where my heart says, right? So my people want clarity and focus, how to be more influential, more persuasive, communicate better. Fear, talking about fear, because fear and self-doubt is rampant, especially during these times when everyone is fearful of a lot of things, right? So how to overcome fear, limiting beliefs, and how to get into action. And then one of the other pillars is confidence, having more confidence, being seen, standing out, having boundaries, speaking up. And this is another key thing, guys, that will have you be influential. It's also the confidence behind where all this comes from. And I want to be clear, it's not cockiness, because that's bullshit. That's not authentic. It's the confidence in ourselves and our abilities. And often we're our biggest doubters, often we're our worst enemies. And when we are not confident or have a lack of confidence, there's something there. When we do anything, that will cause us to be less persuasive, less influential, less valued. Because people will only value, listen, guys. People will only value us as much as we value ourselves. Okay, so I'm not accusing any of you of not valuing yourselves. However, we all have self-doubts. Everyone has self-doubts. So my invitation is to keep working on yourself and always be. I mean, life's a journey. When we're done, we're dead. That's why we're here. Always be working on yourself. Always be growing, smashing through fears, worries, beliefs, digging down and finding this crap. And I promise you, doing that, your life will change and just transform every year when you keep doing that. So because and this is the I guess the intention and the confidence and the core behind, right? And Stacey says, I need that. I work from home, so I don't stop and end up working until at least midnight. So burnt. Yeah, exactly. And even having boundaries with ourselves as well. There is an interesting law. You guys have probably heard of Parkinson's law, 80-20 rule. I mean, 20% of what you do will give you 80% of the results. 20% of your customers will give you 80% of the money. So looking at that, and then there's also Parkinson's law, which is a very interesting law. So listen. Parkinson's law is that the task will expand to fill the time you allow it. That's why I love to have shorter meetings, shorter talks. Hey guys, we got only half an hour. Let's get on. Let's go. Let's do this. Are we in? Are we out? Do we want to work together or not? When I have even this week, I've noticed it's helped this week. In the mornings, I get shit done. There's no screwing around because I want to go to the beach with my buddy at like 3 or 4 p.m. I want to be off and take time and spend time with my girlfriend when I'm back home or whatever. It's a great motivation to be more efficient, more effective. And with those constraints, if you will, with those boundaries, work automatically becomes more efficient, faster, better. There's less perfectionism, less, pardon the language, fuckery or messing around. Because like, okay, we got to get this shit done. This is good enough. Good, send it off versus making something perfect or overanalyze it. I got to do this and that. That to your point, Stacey, causes us to work until 8 p.m., 9 p.m., 10 p.m., midnight, which fries us. Absolutely, Stacey, absolutely fries us. So Parkinson's law is an interesting one. Schedule less time. I would even say less time than you think it's going to take, because the task will expand to fill that, or the task will shrink to fill that as well. And if you need more time, then you can schedule something another day. But again, not don't give it more time that day, because then your brain's like, oh, okay, well, we can have more time. We'll just go past the boundary. No, schedule something another day. If you do need to if you can't finish it one day, schedule it another day. Now your brain's like, okay, we got to get the shit done. We got to get done now. Let's do it. And just your brain's more efficient. You're less distracted. You're not going to pick up your phone and check, 5, 10 messages or whatever on Facebook, or think about 1,000 things. Your brain's like, let's get this done, because we are off at 6 or 5, or we are working out, or we're going, like we're leaving, literally this work stops and we go, or we're staying with, we hang out with our boyfriend or our parents or our friends or something like that. So that's one thing. I just want to show you guys that for all of you, anyone that posts to social media, create a little bit of a calendar, and that way you're not lost of, okay, what the hell do I post today? What do I post about? And then nothing gets done, nothing gets posted. Right? Versus, well, okay, it's Monday or Tuesday or Wednesday, and I'm going to do X, Y, Z, a hand raiser. Hey guys, who'll be interested in this? Or who wants to know about this? Or who wants to post on that? Who wants to join me for this? Or a live stream, or a value bomb, or a shift of belief. Hey guys, this hustle culture is bullshit. It's frying people that all of us are fried already and burnt out. It's going to fry you more. The real secret, or the thing you really want to do, is blank. And it's great because I don't know anyone that wants to work more. Most people would love to work less. So people really listen to it and resonate. And then again, okay, well, what am I going to talk about, the beliefs or the hand raiser? Well, it's going to be either clarity and focus, because that's one of the things my people really want to know about. Or they're struggling with fear. They're struggling with fear or influence or self-doubt. How do I post it? So that took a little longer than I wanted, but I think this is relevant to a lot of people too, guys. So let us go back here. Question, Cody. Oh, no question. Just got your hand up. All good. What is the question? Cool. Okay. Yeah, if you have a question, feel free to ask. So let's go back to some things in the chat you guys were talking about, and then we'll based on what you guys have told me, we'll do a few more. So let's talk a little bit. And we do this every 2 weeks, guys. There's so much to talk about. That's why I asked you, what are you interested in? Because I couldn't possibly teach all 14 in one day. So let's go number 2. First of all, we have 10 and 2, 12, and commitment. Okay, perfect. Okay, so we'll go to number 2. So listing and presence. I love this one. I used to be the most horrible listener, guys. By the way, Stacey, we'd love to see your beautiful face, by the way, if you'd like to join us, if you're not in your pajamas or something, because I know you work from home.
Definitely in my pajamas, but I'll throw it on.
Nice. I have shorts on, so.
At least you're in a climate that you can wear shorts.
Fair. Yeah, you just jogging pants and a blazer. When am I? Corporate calls and speaking, and jogging pants and a blazer. No one knows. Till I stand up and do a technique or something. So listening, I love those glasses, by the way.
Oh, thanks.
You're welcome. So listening and presence, guys. Number 2, listening and presence. This is one of the biggest keys to being influential, being persuasive. It is a huge thing. When you listen, when you're persuasive, you will stand out from all the rest. Oh, did we lose Cody? You will stand out from all the rest. And this applies to Cody as well. Hope he bounces back in. You will stand out from people. Think about it. How many people that you talk to when you give a day are actually really there with you, actually really present, really with you, and really putting you, forward and making you the most important person in their world at that given moment? How often does that happen, right? So what to do? Well, when you do that, you'll be wildly influential, wildly persuasive. You'll be taken, again, yourself as well, Stacey, you'll be taken seriously as well. And more serious guys, you'll be highly valued. Wow. And Rob actually listens. Stacey actually listens. And Robert actually listens. So how do you do that? There's a couple ways. So one is to just make sure you're out of your head and just in your body. You can do that a couple of ways. Let's do some 4-7-8 breathing. This is one way to be more persuasive and more present. So it goes like this. You inhale over 4 seconds. You hold it for 7 seconds. You exhale over 8 seconds. So let's do one together. Let's do a couple together. So inhale, guys, 1. Hold that for 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Slowly exhale, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. You notice how my voice now has changed? My voice is a lot deeper because I'm just. Let's do another one. Inhale, 1, 2, 3. Hold that for 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and then slowly exhale over 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. We'll do one more breath. Inhale slowly over 1, 2. Hold it for 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and slowly exhale over 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Just breathe normally. How do you guys feel? Yeah, 4-7-8. It is awesome for being present, grounded, relaxed. That's one way to be more present, grounded, relaxed, listen better, hear more. I was just saying, Cody, when you dropped off to listening and presence, I think will also help you with those higher dollar investments and the bigger size of projects and really getting that next level of trust from people. Listening and presence, because no one does it, will make you highly trusted, Cody, and all. Highly more presence, and you as well, Stacey, in fact, and all of you, in fact, obviously, all of you, that listening and presence, that way could be as silly as you want. When you're present and with someone, though, it can be, and here's a key too, because I used to do that. I my clients that did this. If someone is really in a serious place or you're having a serious conversation, be bubbly, be friendly, be silly, and a lot of times that's uncomfortable for people. If someone's like, turning their heart out to you or they're in a bad place, it can be uncomfortable for us. And so a default reaction for a lot of us is to make a joke or crack a joke or say something funny or silly, especially people that like being fun and silly and bubbly. So make sure really to just stay with them and be empathetic, feel what they're feeling. You don't have to get in the dumps and the trenches with them, but just kind of dip in a bit, dip into what they're feeling. Oh my God, I'm so sorry to hear that. And really connect with them emotionally. And guys, you will create massive trust and people will take you seriously. Now, listening and presence. So again, we did 4-7-8 breathing, 4-7-8 breathing for presence. Again, be with them, and yes, be amazing, fun, silly, make people feel good. And when you're having tough talk, again, avoid dipping into their deep emotions, but just dip into it a little bit. People, it's a way to connect with people. Watch the magic. If you dip into that a bit and really feel a bit what they're feeling. Now, the third thing you can do too, and Cody, this is something I was talking about when you had to drop off there. Is a way to listen. Watch this. This is a way to listen. I'll write it here. I'll write it right here. Copy. Test. A technique to have people know you really hear them and are present and care about them. Again, this will differentiate from most people. So how do we do that? Well, we do that with this thing called copy test. And what it is basically repeating verbatim what they said. And then asking, how did I do? How well did I get that out of 10, for example? So for example, you can frame it if you want. Like, avoid being a parrot, avoid being like a parrot. However, I would repeat verbatim because it's their words, and that's what they're going to pay attention to. That's what the RAS, their pay attention system, will hear. If you say it completely different or in your words, they may not hear you. So, for example, let's say Cody is pitching someone, and someone has a fear or a worry or hesitation or a question about investing in him, getting next level of trust. Or Stacy, you're talking with someone at work for a raise or for some issue. Again, Rob and Robert, maybe you're mentoring someone, coaching someone, teaching something, and someone says something to you. So what you can say is, Rob, Stacy, Cody, Robert, I really want to make sure I got this 100% because this is important to me. What I think I heard is, and then blah, 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 blah. Again, repeat verbatim what they've said. Avoid using your own words. If they use buzzwords, use your buzz. If they swear, you can swear. It gives you permission. If they say, Stacy, I'm dealing with this shit at work, or you can say, Robert, I'm dealing with this bullshit with I don't know, my friend or my husband or whatever. It gives you permission to use those words. Their buzzwords like kick ass or super duper, use all their stuff. Repeat verbatim because, again, it's outside the context of this training today. They'll actually hear it. So what I think I heard was, blah, blah, blah. And then you can say, how did I do? How did I do it at 10? And if they say, pretty good, and then you can say, what did I miss? And then they can tell you. Then repeat all again, making sure to include what you missed or exclude what your brain basically made up. Okay. Oops. Like, say I'm talking to Stacy, and so Stacy, what I think I heard, or let's say I don't even do this. Let's say I'm talking to Stacy, and Stacy's like, my boss is being a pain, and it's so frustrating at the company to get this and this done, and I'll leave it there. And I say, oh my God, Stacy, it sounds like you hate your job, and she's like, no, I love my job. This guy's not getting it. I love my job. It's just it's hard to deal with my boss or something, right? Because careful to assume, guys, very careful to assume. So if I would say, Stacy, it's too bad you hate your job. And she's like, no, I love the job. I love the people. It's just, I have a challenge with this thing. So by using copy test, so Stacy, this is important to me. I want to make sure I understand because you're important. This is important. What I think I heard was that you're having challenges with communication to your boss and him really hearing you and twos. Make sure you do 4, 7, 8 breathing more often and really, really be present with them. Make them the most important person in the world for you in that moment, okay? So they'll say, and then you can say, what did I miss? If she's like, yeah, you got most of it. I say, good, what did I miss? And she said, well, I'm also unhappy with how they value me or how they see me here. Got it. So what I think I heard was blah, blah, blah. Well, how did I do? She's like, you got it. This, guys, if we had more time, we could do this. We can practice, but this will make you so respected. Because people like, she's actually listening. He's actually hearing me. He actually understands. She actually respects me. People will take you seriously and really will love you because almost no one does this. We just put our own flavor on it and we assume our own assumptions on it because that's what our brain does. Our brain loves to do that. So be careful with that. And repeat back verbatim. You will stand out huge. And again, Cody too, I mentioned this while you, when you got dropped off on the signal. This will also help with building trust. And, you know, and with these size of projects, bigger investments, needing the next level of funding and trust, this will also is one powerful tool, trust me, to build a lot more trust. That is for sure. That is for sure. It's a good one for all of you guys. This will resonate with all you guys. Rob, Robert, Stacy, and Cody, all you guys. Cool. Any questions before we move on to another one? Cool. So we'll do number 10 next. Cool. All right. So let's go here. We had, commitment. Oh, commitment, consistency. Wait, we're at commitment. Cool. So commitment, this is again doing things not just once or haphazardly, but being reliable, if you will, like podcasting each week or posting each week. By the way, those that do post on social media, I have found, and Cody posts a lot too, I'm sure he would agree. If not, feel free. I found that posting once a day, at least 5 days a week, no matter what you post, even if it's not great or doesn't get a million likes, posting once a day, at least 5 days a week, the algorithms love it. Your stuff, even if it's not your best stuff, will be seen a lot more, will be seen by a lot more people. I guess the algorithm takes that and you count how much you post and how much value you're giving, even if the posts are all shit. Now, that doesn't work to make crappy posts. However, the algorithm seemed to love, like I was posting once a day and my stuff got X amount of visibility. I'm posting now 5-6 times or more a day, sometimes twice a day. And it doesn't have to, it can be like, hey, a 60-second short, hey, or 30-second, hey, this is James Thoughts. I just thought of this, want to share with you guys. Hey, look, wanted to remind everyone to be in, wanted to remind just be in gratitude. Be in gratitude. I'm out here in South America and this is beautiful, but check this out. Be so grateful because people here have nothing. Yet they're so happy. They're with family. They're blah, blah, blah. That could be like 30 seconds, 60 seconds. So it doesn't have to be long either. And just post your thoughts. Post, what you like. Post what's coming from your heart. And you can use that content calendar as well. Yes, Cody, absolutely. Yep, time of day matters as well. Best posting as well. Yeah, exactly. Post things you're doing. Hey, I did this. I took this cool thing with James today. What you're up to. Things like that. Yes, exactly. Time of day matters as well. Think of when are most people on their phones? Is it in the middle of the workday? Probably not. Is it during lunch? Probably. Is it before work? In the morning, people check their phones? Probably. Is it before bed at night when people are endlessly scrolling? Probably. During dinner, depending on your target, maybe. Maybe during dinner. People are alone. They're eating alone. They're probably, yes, on social media or working. If they're with family, if they have a family, probably not. They're probably, although these days you never know, they're probably not on their phones. But again, so commitment, again, this is a big thing as well, is that consistency and commitment will create this influence because you're reliable. You're seen as walking your talk. You're consistently giving value. And commitment, another thing too, you get people to commit to more and more things. Like, for example, and Cody's been doing social media for a while, but for example, Rob and Robert, getting people to commit to watching your shorts, 60-second shorts. And then from there, you can push them to more and more commitment levels that are higher commitment. Hey, watch this 5 or 12-minute video, this thing I did on whatever. Great. By the way, if you like this, check out my course on whatever. Check out this, enter your email and your name here and check out my course on blank. And you're having more and more levels of escalation of commitment because you're committing more time. Then you eventually get to a place where you can get them, okay, here's $7 or $47, buy my course on how to do ABCD. After that, you get more and more commitment levels, you get more and more things. And eventually they're spending thousands of dollars with you. Check this out. There was an interesting study done. And they asked people they asked 2 groups of people. One group to say, hey, the people are driving a little fast in this neighborhood. We want people to slow down. Would you mind posting a little postcard, small, about this big, just in your front window, telling people slow down, be safe, kids are playing. And again, about 80% of people said, 86% said, no problem. Small thing, no problem. It's a little commitment. And they also went to another group of people and they said, hey, do you mind? It's dangerous in the neighborhood. We're trying to get people to slow down. Kids are playing. It's not safe. Do you mind if we put this big, like size of a real estate sign on someone's lawn? Do you mind if we put this big sign on your lawn saying slow down, kids playing? And about, I think 30% roughly of people said yes. Most said no. Now so the difference in acceptance and yes was huge. And what they did, they went back to the people who said yes to the postcard. Then they put the postcard. They said, hey, this is working so greatly because and they committed to a small thing. Thank you so much. This is saving lives, is working so well. Would you mind, let's make an even bigger difference. Would you mind if we put this big thing on your lawn, telling people to drive, be safe? And most people said yes. After the small commitment, they were open to the big commitment. So get people to commit to things. And that works whether you're an entrepreneur or Stacey, whether you're working with someone else. Get people to commit to more and more things, whether it's a bonus or a day off or a this or that, and then more and more you can get them to commit to more, and seeing your value while showing your value and demonstrating more value and getting them to give more and more and more, again, with time. And eventually you can get like more raises and stuff like that versus asking for a big raise, and maybe they'll say yes, maybe they'll say no. So commitment can help with there. So that's something too. Let's keep scrolling down to some of the other ones you guys want to talk to. Any questions on that, by the way, guys? Any questions on that? Feel free to stop me. No, makes sense? Cool. Okay, all right, let's keep going down. Again, consistency. This is a big one as well, guys. Be everywhere. Again, like I said, the unconscious mind or subconscious likes predictability. Actually, there's a really interesting book or audiobook. It's long. It's long, but it's really good. It's called How Emotions Are Made. I'm trying to remember who wrote it. It's super interesting. And it's not all about emotions. It's about how our brain works, how our unconscious mind works, and how it loves predictions. It loves to be safe. It loves familiarity. And it's very uncomfortable. This is why it's so hard to go on a diet or quit a job and start your own business or ask someone on a date or break up with someone we know or stop a job we know for the unknown, even though it could be dramatically better, person or business or whatever, or life, move countries. It's so hard because our brain loves consistency. It loves predictability. Your brain is basically a prediction machine. It loves to be able to predict things. That's why it can work so fast and so efficiently. It takes a lot less brain power to say, this looks like this, it's probably this. Okay. It's a lot more efficient and faster, less taxing on the brain. The problem is half the time your brain is wrong, right? We make assumptions about random assumptions, half the time it's wrong. So your brain loves to do that. So again, consistency, when you're consistent with things, you're everywhere. Whether you're an entrepreneur or working for someone else, the consistency of behavior, consistency of contributing, of standing out, and walking your talk as well. Consistency of walking your talk as well. If you do something, do it consistently, and it's way better than perfection. Way better than perfection. You're consistent, you're reliable, way better than perfection. So consistency in other people's brains is safe. You're consistent, you're safe, you're reliable. We're going to work with you, we're going to choose you. Right. So it's a great path to being influential by being very, very consistent with whatever you do. Unless it's something you don't want to do, then obviously not. If it's something you want to do it consistently. And again, that shows that you walk your talk, and that means a lot to a lot of people, because most people don't walk their talk. Most people are and this is said without judgment. There's times too I'm not authentic. I want to get up early some days and go to the gym, and some days I was sick this morning and yesterday morning. Getting better now. I'm going to head out into the sun a little bit too to get some vitamin D. But most people think, I'm going to get up early and go to the gym, or I'm going to work out. I'm not going to eat crap today. I'm going to have a healthy meal. And how much does that happen? What percentage of time does that happen? Right? So consistency is basically walking your talk, and that'll make you way more influential. We had leaders back, IBM, Novell, Lenovo, that were consistent. They walked their talk. They did what they said, and they say what they did. And we had leaders that didn't do that. And we would lose, we would instantly, even if it hurts, even if it's pain in the ass, be consistent, walk your talk. Have integrity, have the integrity or the authenticity to walk your talk. And that will make you far, far, far more influential and hear more yeses from people, because they can count on you. You walk the talk like no one else. You stand out, you're different than everyone else, because most people don't walk their talk. I'm definitely going to lose weight this year. I'm definitely going to do this year. Doesn't happen. I say it without judgment, because 95% of their brain, the unconscious mind, wants to be safe, wants to be consistent, wants to be predictable. Cool. So that's consistency. Yeah, and again, like I've said here in the document, embracing consistency over perfection, people will bridge that gap between intention and outcome, and you're going to forge relationships, guys, built on trust, authenticity, and enduring presence. People don't really care if you're perfect. No one's perfect. People don't really want perfection. You can't. How hard is it to connect with someone who's perfect or seemingly perfect? It's all bullshit anyways. It's all inauthentic, but no one's perfect. We all have our stuff. That's why I love to share my story when I talk to people, and where I went from being like bullied and bad acting and picked on and clinically obese and all these digestive issues and food allergies and energy issues and chronic fatigue, all like depression, anxiety, all the crap I dealt with. I shared this story. I mean, I'm not in a victim way, but I shared as like that was the old me, and I've come through all this crap, and now I'm here. And that's one of the big reasons why I can help others do it too. You can, if you want to go from here to here, or even here to there, I can take it because I've done it before. I went through all the sucky stuff, went through the crappy stuff. And so that will help build the bridge. And it amplifies your message when you're consistent too, right? So that creates influence and it stands the test of time. Let's see, we also, so 10 and 2, commitment, consistency, and cool. So how, let's look at this here, actually. We talked about, so winning trust. I think that would be a good one for having next level trust for Cody. There's a couple more too. Again, likability, charisma, and having rapport, right? So there's a couple things. One is just giver's gain, like I talked about before. That's another actual key to it. It is giving. How to find some ways, guys, to give, to serve, to support, even if it's remotely or even it's totally unrelated to the task at hand. Like, you know, for example, Cody getting funding or having this next level of trust with people for investing. It's really, it can be totally unrelated. Just give support. Like, let's say you know someone, they love golf, or they have kids that like this and that. You know, maybe you can send an article, or maybe Cody can send someone, maybe one of these investors, get to know people, guys, learn about people, take notes on people, what they're interested in, about their lives. And that way, again, Stacy, same like your boss or the senior director or something. Take an interest in people's lives, take notes. Hey, you know, it's I don't know, it's your kids, you know, depending how detailed you want to go, but hey, I know it's your kid's birthday, or you know, hey, I know you're into horseback riding. You know, I saw there's this thing down the I don't know, the city or something. It's a horse show, or it's a horse riding thing, or horse lessons, or whatever. Whatever, right? I thought of you and thought I'd send this to you, and I wanted to give you a heads up, make sure you knew about it. It could be as simple as that. Or let's say, I don't know, Cody, Cody knowing that some of the people he wants to get funding from or investments from, maybe they love Bruce Springsteen, like I do, and maybe they saw something about Bruce Springsteen being in town, or being maybe in Buffalo, or somewhere close to your city. Hey, just heads up, you may not have seen this because it's not happening in Canada, but Bruce Springsteen's going to be down in Buffalo. But so James is going to go. But hey, heads up that Bruce Springsteen's down there. Find ways, guys. My point is, find ways to add value and give, not just so you gain, but yes, give to gain, but give because it's a great thing to do. It feels great. And yes, it'll create influence, trust, rapport. Find ways to give. Find ways to be of value. Stacy, Cody, Rob, and Robert. I promise you, you can say, hey, there's a horse show. I know your daughter loves horses. There's a horse show, or learn riding lessons, or whatever. I can promise you, if you show value and you contribute to someone's life, take an interest, remember it, or preferably write it down. Let's say something comes up on, hey, there's a workshop on you know, finishing your basement, or renovating your basement, or how to make a cool basement bathroom or something like that. You know, someone has always wanted to refinish their basement, or got their basement redo it, or they want to put a bathroom in their basement, whatever. It's like, hey, Fred, or hey, Jane, I saw this. I know you're looking to redo your basement, or wondering what to do, or how to do it for your basement, or how to do it on the cheap. Yeah, I saw this little guide, or I saw this show, or I saw this thing, a report, this little you know, YouTube on how to do that. I just thought I'd share it with you. Give value, guys. Give value. Yes, it takes a bit of work. I find it fun. I love helping people fight, but it takes work. I promise you, you'll get a million times ROI from this. Giving value. Back when I was at one of my corporate jobs, I wanted to get into this company. It was one of the big banks, and a huge bank, and of course, getting to the CEO was like Fort Knox. So, you know, and emails, even letters, because sometimes I'd send personal letters, you know, even they would be ignored. So what I did, get this, I sent one of the directors that I wanted to talk to, when I was selling our software, I sent him I know he had a couple of kids and a couple of young boys, and I sent him this really cool monster truck. It like it made sounds and flashing lights and all this stuff. Then you could flip over and stuff. So I literally shipped him, got my boss's permission because it was expensive. Got my boss permission to ship him this monster truck. And I put a little note in the box. I said, hey, I can't think his name was Jeff. Hey Jeff, know you have a couple young boys. I know it's getting to be Christmas time soon. Here's something I'm sure they would love. It's a cool truck. And by the way, I'd love to give you the remote control for it if you want to get on a call with me. Do you think he might have called me? I got a call from his assistant. He's like, Jeff would like to talk to you, James. So I can have fun, be creative, give value. You don't have to spend money on shipping a monster truck if you don't want to, but have fun, do something cool, and be interested in people. Here's a frame, guys. Here's a frame. Lock your talk and come on, which screen am I on here? I have a couple screens going on right now. Okay. Be interested versus trying to be really interesting. Right now, that doesn't look good with all the G's. Right now, that doesn't mean you can't share your strengths. Obviously, share your strengths and your fortes, your results, what you've done, what you've achieved, and share it. For all of you, and Stacey especially, share it in a way that's more of a celebration. How's your day going? What have you achieved today? What are you celebrating? A colleague or friend or boss or manager or director. What are you celebrating? How's your day going? What do you celebrate today? Oh, no way. Well, cool. What are you celebrating, Stacey? Well, I'm celebrating. I created this kick-ass report for the customer, and they loved it, and they gave us some great feedback and chose us over someone else. You can champion yourself, and you can show the bosses and the directors, Stacey, these achievements and the great things you're doing without being bragging and doing it in a non-bragging way, but also that way you can be bubbly, fun and silly, but also say, look, I'm getting shit done. I'm helping this company. I'm making things work. I'm rocking the world here. So it's a great way to ask you, what's going on in your world? How are you? Instead of just, how are you? Okay, how are you? I'm good. How are you? I'm good. Okay, bye. Boring, right? But hey, how's it going? What are you celebrating today? What's happening? What's a kick-ass thing that happened for you today? And people they're like, well, what's this? We don't ask. Oh, how are you? Good. How are you? Good. I'm good. Great. Fine. Not bad. There's a Canadianism we often do. It's, oh, not bad. It's, I'm not this. Not bad. Not whatever. Versus saying what it is. Yeah, I'm all right. Anyways, it's a bit of a Canadianism. Just like the word interesting. We Canadians mean all kinds of things by using the word interesting. Americans just, oh, that's interesting. Versus Canadians, when we say interesting, it may mean, shut up. It may mean F off. It may mean go away. Or it may mean I don't agree. It may mean I don't agree at all. If you're interesting, Stacey, that's interesting. It may mean 1,000 things, including I don't believe you. Interesting. I don't believe you. I don't care. Anyways, another Canadianism. So again, be interested versus trying to be interested. Yes, again, show your value, but really take interest in them. And again, Cody and all this will help with you get more yeses, get more funding. Be interested in them, in their pains, what are their goals? And that way, Cody and all, you can pitch what you do and how what you do is going to benefit them in exchange for them funding you, them investing in you. Hey, this is going to help you with whatever. There's too many permutations to give you an example. This is going to help you with your investments. So this is going to help you so you can do this. It's going to be able to do that and get more popularity or get more this and that. Really pitch them on why it's going to help them personally. Pitch them on why it's going to help them personally. And so again, be interested, take interest in their lives, their business, their core desires and their obstacles, and ask them about that. That way you can frame what you talk about to that. Works really well. So rapport, trust, likability. The other thing is be like them. Be like them, as much as you're able. Be like them as much as you're able. Right? Be like them as much as you're able to. Be interested in their stuff. And I still mean be yourself. Avoid not being yourself. But be like them. If they're silly, be a little more silly, more serious. Maybe be a little more serious while still being yourself. While still being yourself. If they talk faster or louder, talk a little faster and louder. Right? If they talk slower and lower, talk a little slower and a little lower. Talk a little slower and a little lower, right? A little slower, a little lower. Things like that. So again, be interested, walk your talk, be interested in them, walk your talk, and again, be as much like them as you're able to while still being, while still being yourself. Where did we go? We lost that. It's time to move on, while still being yourself, okay? Any other suggestions? Any other questions, guys? Anything I missed? I'm going to go on to number 10 and 12. Be interested in them, invest in them, because then they will invest in you. Invest in their relationship, and that will come back to benefit you in so many ways. Promotions, recognition, people buying from you, people liking you, people giving you more, people paying more for you than they do for others. All right? You walk your talk. Okay, let's go down to number 10 and 12 now. Okay. So scarcity is an interesting thing too. Avoid being a commodity. People don't value commodities, right? We don't value toilet paper, although I guess during COVID we did, but that was a different story. That was net. I guess because there was scarcity, because people created artificial scarcity and was buying toilet paper. That wasn't the reason people bought toilet paper. It was just a way to be secure, a way to make themselves feel better. What there's nothing else I could do, I could at least buy toilet paper. Humans are interesting creatures. They're rational. It was because people bought all kinds of toilet paper, and there was all kinds of toilet paper shortages, because they wanted something predictable to do. So they went out and bought predictable things. Their brain likes predictable. Oh, that makes me feel better. I can go out and do something that's predictable, that's safe, that I get this. Okay, scarcity. So scarcity can be a catalyst for urgency and importance, guys. A great catalyst for urgency and importance. Right, and it's an easy way to avoid being too available for anyone. Again, avoid playing games, but also avoid saying, "Oh, my calendar's completely open. I have nothing better to do. My calendar's completely open. When would you like to meet me?" Like, well, okay, no worries. Would Friday at 2 or Monday at 10 a.m. work better for you? I've got a busy schedule, which is true. You're a busy person. It's true, right? So creating scarcity. We're all busy people. I've got a lot of people who I need to serve, I need to connect with. I always connect with people, talk with people. Let's find some time to speak. I don't have a ton of time, but I'll make some time for you, right? So find scarcity of time, your product, your service. I don't accept anyone into my, and this is true for my courses. I don't accept just anyone in my courses. I only accept kick-ass people who are looking to make a difference and impact in my courses, and who really want to, make great money. Absolutely. And who want to positively impact the world somehow, leave a legacy, live a life of fulfillment. That's who I love to work with. So again, I don't just take anyone in my course. I'm very selective about who I allow in my course. And again, that is creating scarcity. It's creating uniqueness, right? Scarcity, and I'll even say, and uniqueness. Being unique, not being just a commodity. Oh yeah, my thing is just blank. I'm in this, I'm in that. No, it's like, tell people what you do and why you do it. That is unique versus, well, I'm in this or I'm in that. I'm an HR person. I'm an HR generalist. I'm a coach. I'm a teacher. I'm a trainer. I'm a financial advisor, or a mortgage broker, real estate agent. Tell people why the heck you do it. This is what I do, and this is why I love to do it. And this is talk about your story, and because, hey, I was here, I learned this, now I'm here. I love because these are the tools I've learned from my experiences, or the school of hard knocks, right? So scarcity and uniqueness. It creates urgency. It creates value. Is sand of high value? Not really. Are diamonds? Why? Why is sand of not high value? Why are diamonds high value? Scarcity. There's not as many diamonds. Sand, you can go to the beach or walk down the street or the side of the road and find some sand. In terms of diamonds, you can't just go to the beach or walk down the road to find some sand. All right. So that's a key thing. We need to create scarcity and uniqueness. Find ways of being unique, right? Find ways of being unique. Like, I guess I'm gonna call myself a trainer, mentor, coach. That's not very unique, and it's not very scarcity. There's lots of those. However, if I say, well, I help business owners who are in an established place and at a revenue plateau, I help them make way more money while avoiding burnout, while avoiding self-doubt, getting past self-doubt, finding massive purpose and fulfillment in what they do. having a lot of free time to do what they love, that's a lot different. That's a lot more unique than someone that says, well, I'm a business coach, or I'm a HR generalist, or I'm a salesperson, right? Find ways to show your uniqueness and why you do it, the flavor with what you do it, how you do it, and why there's not a lot of other people like you. Because there's not. Most people assume that you are. People love putting us in a box, whether we're entrepreneurs, whether we work for someone else. Find ways to get out of the box and show uniqueness and scarcity. There's only me, and this is why. I'm unique, this is why. And that way people are gonna pay you more. Listen. People will pay you more. They'll hire you over other people, whether you're a corporate worker or an entrepreneur, and they'll choose you over other people. Happily. They'll happily, because you're scarce and you're unique, right? They'll pay more for you. How's that sound? People pay more for you or give you more funding, Cody, than others? How does that sound? Pretty good. So again, we leverage scarcity to evoke urgency and cultivate a sense of value. If hey, there's only, like you may see a commercial. Hey, you must call now. This deal is only valid for the next hour, or there's only 5 left. For the first 50 people to sign up, that's actually a little too many. The first 10 people to sign up for this thing get a free blank or get a discount at blank price. Again, that creates urgency because it's scarce versus, the first 10,000 people to sign up get a discount. Not very urgent. Or everyone gets a discount today. Not very urgent. Today only, scarcity and urgency. Hey, today only, guys, if you do this thing, buy this thing, download this thing, you're going to get X% off. We're going to give you our bonus, super duper, whatever. But it's only today, and it's only for the first 20 people, 50 people, depending on what it is. Right? That create, wow, I want the free thing, I want the discount, I'm gonna sign up now, versus thinking about it one day and I'll do it later, I'll do it another day, and it never happens. So this is the way to create urgency and importance and action in people. By using scarcity and uniqueness. All right? Other people looking to work with me too. Other people want to work with me. Create some uniqueness there. Scarcity, there's only one me. There's a lot of people who want to work with me. I only have X amount of time, or I have to give someone a decision. I have to tell someone yes or no in this time. Create scarcity, uniqueness. Let's go to number 12. Number 12. Cool. Let's see any questions here. Yeah, you certainly, absolutely. There's this is streamed live to Facebook, and so at Facebook, LinkedIn, and YouTube, it'll be there as well for you guys, and it'll be live streamed on any of my channels. And I guess I'm going to give you. This is a bit overwhelming. This is kind of a draft that I'm creating. What I'm going to give you guys as a gift, in 5 minutes, is the Persuasion Playbook. This is a semi-final. The only thing it's missing is the pretty pictures. And so I'll give you this in about 2 minutes. I'll give you the Persuasion Playbook, because this is a bit long and messy, and it didn't quite. I thought I'd get ChatGPT to help me with it, but it was too analytical. I got to tell it to write like me. It was too analytical. It wouldn't be overly valuable for you guys. And yes, I'll drop the link in a moment. Social influence. Last but not least, which again will help everyone. Help, of course, Stacy at work. Help Cody, of course, with getting funding and investments, and help Rob and Robert getting out there, putting themselves out there, having people like them. And if you guys have another 10 minutes, I'll teach you a tool to end self-doubt too, if you want, as a really cool. So social influence, real quick, guys. Social influence can be things like comments, likes on your social media. Sometimes vanity metrics like followers. I have over 18,000 people on LinkedIn on one of my accounts alone. Yeah, it's cool, sure. Do all of them do business with me? No. So sometimes these vanity metrics are just for show. Having 30,000 Instagram followers, is that making you 6 to 7 figures a year? Maybe not. So, but again, they can provide some sort of wow, Bob or Robert's got this many followers, or Cody has this many people on his podcast and this many downloads, or Stacy has this many XYZs, or this many awards or accolades or whatever, or successful products or whatever KPIs you use at work. Right, Facebook reviews, Google reviews, video testimonies, referral, people commenting on your colleagues at work. Stacy going to management. Someone says, great job, Stacy. Like thank you for your help. We really need you here. We really appreciate you here. What you could do, Stacey, is ask them, well, you know, thank you for that. Because I'm assuming you're really good at what you do. I know you, Stacey. I'm assuming you're really great at what you do and do a great job. I would invite you, love it. I would invite you to ask people, because sometimes if you don't ask, you don't get. I'm also guilty of sometimes not asking for referrals. Sometimes I forget. So, lucky don't. You could ask people, you know, and say, hey, you know, sending me an email or sending that email and I'll flip it to the boss. Or do you mind sending our boss an email and copying me? That way you know it's done. Oh, yeah, Stacey, no problem. That way you know it's done. Hey, do you mind sending the boss or the director an email about me? Or do you mind sending me an email and just that way I have it and I can flip it to the boss or keep it for future reference for getting hired or getting new jobs. Have all these emails and accolades about how great you are, Stacey. You could walk into a job interview with like a booklet of all these printed out emails or accolades. Like, hey, this is why I'm unique. This is why I'm special. This is a scarcity. How many other people that come to this interview have a book of accolades of people saying how great I am? So again, you know, have that as well for you, Stacey. That can work well. Ask or invite people. Hey, do you mind sending that in a quick email to me? Do you mind flipping the boss email or flipping the director? Your boss does that. Do you mind flipping the director an email and copying me on that? That way, and get them a copy, so you know it's done. Unless you have a great relationship with your boss's boss, and then you can send. But I mean, your boss championing you to your boss's boss is a great way to be seen higher in the environment work and getting more and more promotions and being chosen versus people that just do a great job. Your boss sees it, maybe the higher ups don't. Hey, would you mind sharing this with the higher ups? Would you mind, you know, sending an email to the higher ups and copying me? Something like that. Or again, for entrepreneurs, you know, vanity metrics, reviews, Google reviews. On my site, I have my logos, me, like I've been on Huffington Post, Fox News, you know, CTV News, all this stuff. It's there. The logos are there. Hey, I've been on these, so that gives you a social influence. Wow, he must be at least somewhat special, unique, or important because he's been on all these TV shows and news shows. I have my my Google reviews too. I have a Google reviews. People lead me, which is incredible. Like people are just saying such nice things about me and some amazing things. Again, I go above and beyond. I give people. I'll show you. My mentor said to me, James, give people way more than you pay for, and people will love you. They'll work with you. They'll refer you. They'll come back to you. And despite half the time you forgetting people to ask, more than half the time, forgetting to ask for reviews. I mean, look, this is, you know, just amazing stuff people are saying. It just goes on and on and on. So showing people this as well, guys, especially during a sales conversation, can create some amazing social influence and some amazing rapport and trust. Wow, all these people say James is amazing. Well, he must be pretty amazing, right? It goes on and on and on and on. So
is that to give you a review?
Say again, Stacey.
I said, is that a backhanded way of asking us to give you a review?
You know what? No, actually, and thank you for bringing that up. If you guys would like to, if you like today's session, feel free to Google Unleash Your Power Toronto. It's one of my big locations, my head office. And if you wish, feel free. Thank you for bringing that up. It wasn't, but thank you for bringing it up, Stacey. And maybe I should be thinking that way in the future. So, by the way, guys, if you'd like to do it, feel free. You don't feel obliged, but if you want, feel free. Unleash Your Power Toronto. So that is one way to do it, right, guys? That is one way to do it. So go back here. Social influence, and maybe you know, Stacey at work too. It's helping people, supporting people, having people telling the boss or directors, wow, yeah, Stacey, you know, we need her around here. Stacey did this, or Stacey did that, or Stacey does this, or Stacey does that, or Stacey's a guru at this, or Stacey's a pro at that. And that, having people talk about you, it just for referrals, for reviews, for connections, for other jobs. I got laid off from IBM and Lenovo, and then I wasn't really looking for a job. I was enjoying having some time off in the summer of James. Because I did such a good job and helped so many people at IBM, I had several people send some recruiters to me. Recruiters, hey, do you know anyone else? Do you know anyone else here? I had someone that knew I worked hard. I was a great person, and so I got hired. And probably for about 30-40% more, I got hired into Platespin back in my corporate days. I'm like, wow, this is more money than I've ever made before. just because I went above and beyond instead of half-assing something. And yes, make sure people know about it in a way of, hey, what are you celebrating today? Well, and ask your boss, well, what are you celebrating? Find ways that are not, me, and not like the showmanship to share your wins, to share what you're doing, and you can make a list of things you achieve and submit them to your boss if you want, if you have a boss on a whatever weekly basis. Hey, wins for the week, wins for the month, or top wins for my top wins for the week, my top wins for the month, because your boss isn't always seeing that necessarily. Your boss is always plugged into everything you're doing. And it's a way to help stop them from micromanaging you too. But it's also a way to be like, when it comes to promotion time or asking for a raise, well, they've seen all your wins for the month. They've seen they know your value. Because oftentimes, if we're quiet about it, it goes unseen. We may be doing amazing things, and if no one sees it, that's useless. And that's often why these shy, quiet people that sit in the back of the office and just are on their computers all day typing, doing, half the time they don't get the recognition. It's often the people who sometimes do less, but they're more social, they're more showcasing, not showboating, but showcasing what they do. They get the promoting versus the quiet, shy person in the back that just does their work and works hard and doesn't, get no satisfaction, like the song goes. Can't get no satisfaction. Anyway, love having fun. I love having fun too. So I think that is, like I said, the social proof resounds as a course of collective validation, right? Whatever it is, however you do it, and leveraging wisdom and leveraging how great you are without saying, oh, this is me, this is why I'm so great. You can do that as well, but when other people do it for you, other people speak for you, it's not cocky. It comes off as because we can say, I'm great, trust me, buy from me, pay me more, hire me. When other people say that, it's just immediate proof, immediate integrity, immediate authority, immediate credibility, uniqueness, and value, right? And remember, listen, guys, value flows in the opposite direction of money. And I'll say that the second way. Money, listen, guys, money, Robert, Rob, Stacy, and Cody, money flows in the opposite direction of value as well. So the more value we give versus trying to get something, get more money, want to raise. Yes, absolutely. The more value you give, and make sure people see it, damn well they see it. The more value you give to people, the more you're going to get. And it happens in the corporate world. It also happens in the entrepreneurial world. Even if you're working for the man, so to speak, right? Or the woman, you'll get more value. People talk about you. People will leave and go to another employer, and they'll talk about you, and you may get hired out by that other employer. They may say, hey, Stacy, we're hiring. I told them how good you were. You want to have an interview here, right? So you can do it with boundaries, of course, but there's the social influence and giving and showcasing yourself and showing your uniqueness and value while being interested in others, guys, versus trying to be too interesting. Have others support you, have others speak about you, refer you, rant and rave about you. And one of the ways to do that is by supporting people, listening to them, copy test. What I think, Stacey, this is important to me, and you're important to me. So, what I think I heard was blank. How did I do? How well did I get that? Right? Make sure, ask questions, copy test, be present, 4-7-8 breathing if you want to just. Cody, I think you missed that when your connection died there. But just 4-7-8 breathing. Inhale for 4 seconds, hold for 7, exhale for 8 seconds. Any questions? And I'll teach you something that'll take us 2 more minutes, and then I'll let you guys go. And I will drop this in here too. I'll drop the Persuasion Playbook link here. This is a semifinal, guys. It's a semifinal, but it's yours. That's in the chat there. There you go. Oh, beautiful, Cody. And the gist, Cody, is inhale for 4 seconds, hold for 7, exhale for 8 seconds. The reason being, guys, this is the science behind it, if you care. The reason being, when we inhale, it activates our sympathetic nervous system, our being on, okay, go, fight and flight nervous system. When we exhale, that is done, and that activates our parasympathetic, our rest and relax and digest nervous system. So what you want to do, you want to double your exhale, then your inhale. Now you're doubling the activation of your parasympathetic rest, digest, presence, just simmers, be. So when you double your exhale, holding your breath doesn't matter tons, but holding your breath is good too for other neuroscience reasons. But inhale, double the exhale, and you will be more present, grounded, relaxed, and at peace than you will in fight or flight. Nice, long exhale. 478 is amazing. Amazing, amazing. Any questions about any of these guys? I dropped the link for the Persuasion Playbook, the 7 keys, because the other one's just way too long and overwhelming. And that's, I'm going to create some playbooks based on that law, and that was my repository, if you will. And you have the 7 keys. So that's in the chat. Feel free to click. Otherwise, the chat is going to go away when we leave. Feel free to click in the chat on that link. Feel free to save it. Everyone should have access to that. Feel free to save it, make a copy, download it, whatever you want to do. That's in there. Any questions, guys, or concerns what we talked about? And then I'll teach you something for handling doubt or fear. Any questions?
I think I posted a question.
Let's see. My pleasure, Cody. My pleasure.
Yeah, I was just asking about
Making yourself interesting.
Yeah, I mean, some examples of making yourself interesting to people.
Yeah,
as opposed to being interested in.
Yeah. So exactly. And remember, you want to be interested in others. Yes, be interested too, of course. You want to focus on being interested in them. And yes, but be interesting. The number one thing, Robert, is guys to share stories. It also applies to you, Stacey as well. Also applies to you yourself. Share stories about yourself, things you overcome, things you experienced. Share a story. Think about this. In interviews, people tell me about a time you had a challenge. Tell me about a time you had a difficult customer, a difficult boss, or a challenge. People love stories. Talk about yourself and your wins, Robert. Your wounds to your wisdom, your scars to strengths. People love a good hero's journey. Cody, you as well. I think that can really set you apart, Cody, from, it's like, hey, I need money, I need funding. This is why, this is what I'm looking to do, and this is the outcome. Sharing your story, Cody, of I was here, then I learned this, now we do this. Sharing that to investors, stakeholders, shareholders, funders, sharing your story. People love a hero's journey, guys. If when in doubt, just Google either the Pixar pitch or how to create a hero's journey. Either that will help you create this. And that's your story. And that will create some authenticity, some social, it'll create a million things. Social proof, everything we talked today. Social proof, authenticity, interesting. It's a way of being interesting without trying too hard. People will listen. People love stories. Love stories. Again, you can use the Pixar pitch. Just Google how to do the Pixar pitch, or how to create a hero's journey. And again, even Stacey for you as well. Great during interviews, during praises, promotions, talking about what you do, why you do it. Great question, Robert. Would anyone want a quick little way to help anytime you feel bad, you feel negative? It'll take us 2 minutes. Would anyone be uninterested in a way to, Robert, yeah. Anyone else? Just Robert? Anyone else want a way to just handle doubt? Okay, cool. Stacey too? Cool. All right. Awesome. Cody says, yes, perfect. So this is a really old NLP technique. You had a good one, and I'm bringing it back. I am bringing it back. So let me put you guys on my main screen here. There we go. All right. This is one of the original techniques. It's an old band. It's called the reverse spin technique. And to be fair, just be in your bodies and follow me. And trust me, follow me versus analyzing, is this working? How is this working? How does this work? This is weird. Just it's wacky. It's a great brain hack for fear, for worry, for doubt, for any negative feeling you're feeling, worry, anything, overwhelm. And so avoid, do me a favor, just follow, just surrender, if you will. Surrender, follow me. A very safe, very quick, very, very easy process instead of being in your head and analyzing, because it'll work better when you're in your body. So let's all do a 4-7-8 breathing in our body. So we'll do one. Inhale, 1, 2, 3. Hold that for 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Again, slowly exhale over 8, 7, 6, 5, 4. And my voice dropped. 3, 2, 1. Okay, let's breathe normally. By the way, one of the major reasons people are stressed and anxious and tired during the day, we're often at our computer, especially laptops, typing like that, hunched over. How well can you breathe this way? versus getting a big monitor, or at least even if you have a laptop, sitting up and taking deep, big belly breaths. I promise you, you'll have more energy, more presence, more focus. It'll relax you, taking these big, deep belly breaths versus these shallow little, put us into fight and flight because we have a lack of oxygen. Your body's like, big, big belly breath, have lots of oxygen, sit up, be present, avoid it's called text neck, avoid the lean over text neck. That itself will help you have more energy, more grounding, presence, relax, focus, more productivity. Okay, cool. So I'm gonna close your eyes for a second. I want you to think of something that's bugging you, and you can use this technique for anything. Think of something, guys, that's bugging you. Worries, fear, overwhelm, whatever it is. Something that's bothering you, a doubt, a self-doubt, a fear of the future, fear of something not working, something not happening, fear of something not going well for you, whatever it is, right? Whatever that fear is, the doubt, something bothering you. And what I want you guys to do is to notice where that is materializing, manifesting itself in your body. Often helps to close your eyes, you don't have to, but often helps to close your eyes to do this, guys, to really figure out where this is manifesting in our body. There's a lot of our fear. That's why people have trouble digesting when they're upset or anxious. It manifests in our body. So feel free just to, guys, to consider and to notice where this is happening in or around your body. If you want to poke around with your fingers or your hand, feel free. Feel free to see where this emotion is happening and manifesting in your body. And what I'd like you to do is when you notice where it's manifesting in your body, guys, keep your eyes closed. I think it's probably easy to keep your eyes closed. What I want you to do is reach in either with your mind's eye or your hand, reach in with your hand and pull that feeling outside your body and just have it in front of you, have it float in front of you, that negative feeling, whatever it is, fear, worry, doubt, overwhelm, fear of failure, fear of something not working out, whatever it is, that doubt, that fear, that negative feeling, worry, anxiety, just pull it out of you and have it floating in front of you. And what I want you to notice, guys, notice which way it's spinning. If you were to know, notice which way it's spinning. Is it clockwise? Is it counterclockwise? Just notice which way it's spinning. If you were to know, just notice which way it's spinning or rotating. Is it clockwise, counterclockwise? Just notice which way it's spinning. Yeah. Again, feel free to keep your eyes closed because I find it works well. If you don't want to, that's fine. It works both ways. Now, what I want you to do, guys, when you notice which way this negative feeling, this negative emotion, when you notice which way it's spinning or feeling, I would like you, with your mind's eye or like your hand, if you will, like you're slowing down a record player, like slow it down and stop it. This rotation, this spin, slow it down from spinning and stop it. With your mind's eye, your hand, your finger, however you do that is fine. So slow it down, that feeling, which way it's spinning, slow it down and stop it. And now what I want you to do is start spinning it in the opposite direction. Start spinning it faster and faster and faster and faster, faster in the opposite direction. And watch it spin faster and faster and faster and faster in the opposite direction. And see how you feel now. If you want to put it back inside you, just put it back inside, place it gently or slam it back inside and notice how that's different. Notice how that's better, that's different. Notice how that's different. Yeah, notice how that's different. And if it's great, you feel, well, that was much better, great, leave it there. If you're still, I'd still like to change it, it's still not quite gone, it still feels a little bit icky, take it back out and spin it another way. Spin it a different way. Maybe spin it forward or back. Change the spin again. If you like it where it was, leave it. It feels much better, leave it. If you still want to make it better, pull it back out. And again, slow it down, stop it, and spin it now another way. Maybe it's forward or backwards or whatever. Spin it now in a different direction. Faster and faster, 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 faster. Spin it in a different direction. And when you've done that, faster, 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 seeing it spin in a different direction. And then when you do that, put it back inside your body again. You can do this as many times as you want. Out, spin it differently, back in. Okay, that's mostly good. Out, spin it another way, completely different, back in. Okay, that's good. However many ways and times you want to pull it back out. When you put it back in, it feels pretty good, but it's not perfect. It's not totally gone, not totally good feeling now. Pull it back out. And again, change the spin again. Change the way it's spinning to a totally different way, totally different spin. Change it to a totally different spin. And then when you've done that, bring that right back inside your body. And now see how that feels, how different that feels. Notice how that feels. And then put it back your body up. Notice how that feels. If you want to, guys, if you've done it a few times and you're still like, this is still, I don't love this, it's still not great. Just take it now one more time, take it out of your body, and this time throw it into the sun. Take it, throw it hard into the sun, watch it burn up into nothing. Just incinerates into nothing. And then when you're done that, now open your eyes. What do you think? Quick little easy fun technique. What do you guys think? Cool. Robert's like, yeah, very cool. He's like, yeah, Robert's grinning now. Love it, love it, love it. What do you think? Unmute yourself, Robert. Unmute yourself. What do you think?
Yes, good.
Pardon me?
Yeah, it looks good. Yeah, I feel
Beautiful.
good. Yeah.
Beautiful. I love it. I'm glad, Robert. Cool. How about you, Rob? How about you?
Oh yes, I did it 3 times and I threw up in the sun, and that just removed it completely.
Beautiful. Beautiful. Love it. Love it. Stacy, what'd you think?
Is it because it makes your brain concentrate on something else rather than the
There's a number of it's partly that, partly it's a whole couple. It's also changing what it means to your brain. It's changing the meaning inside too. So yes, it also focuses somewhat, but it's changing the meaning behind it. There's all kinds of cool stuff we can do with just the pictures and movies in our brain. There's like an entire section of my course I teach on that. Super cool stuff. How about you, Cody? Last but not least, what do you think? How'd it work for you? Were you able to?
It was interesting, but I think I need to do it again and focus on it a little bit deeper. But yeah.
Right on. Yeah, it's an amazing guide. If you can't sleep at night, if you're bugged or bothered during the day, something's bothering you about anything, potential like a meeting or a difficult conversation, or you're anxious or frustrated or anxious or mad or anything, so you're sad, anything, use this. It's a quick technique. Spin it a few times, in, out, keep spinning it, changing the spin. And then if it's still in the end after 3, 4, 5 changes, you're like, this still doesn't feel good, throw it in the sun, burn up. That's a fast little technique, guys. Wanted to leave you with that. Again, the link for the Persuasion Playbook is in the chat. I know we went a bit over today. Thanks for bearing with me. I wanted to give you my best, and just because the world is suffering these days, most people are feeling some sort of negative emotion. So I wanted to give you that technique. Fast, fun, easy, and it works. Any last questions, concerns, comments, guys, before we go? And otherwise, I'll see you back in 2 weeks. And these are different each time as well. We have different questions, different people, different thoughts, comments. We talk about different things. It's been a pleasure to have you. Any last thoughts, questions, comments? My pleasure, Robert. My pleasure. Cool, guys. Awesome. Have an amazing day. Thanks for being with me. You're very, very welcome, Rob. Absolutely, guys. Hope you guys got value from this. Hope I answered some of your questions. By the way, the replay will be on YouTube, on my YouTube channel, on my Facebook, and on LinkedIn. It's James R. Elliott. You'll be able to find me on any of those platforms. YouTube, it's James R. Elliott, Unleash Your Power. There's a lot of James Elliott's. But on Facebook and LinkedIn, James R. for Robert Elliott is how you'll find me. You can watch the replay if this has been helpful for you. Feel free to share the replay, the live replay, with any of your friends on Facebook or LinkedIn. And feel free to share it if you know anyone needs it or you think anyone could use it. Feel free to share it, like it, share it to your page if you want other people to see it, if you think people get value. For sure. And to Stacey's point, I didn't even think about this before, although I'll do it each time. Thank you, Stacey, by the way, gratitude, thank you. If you guys got value today, if it was helpful, valuable, if you liked what I'm saying, feel free, just Unleash Your Power Toronto, and on the right side, it'll say reviews, and just click on write a review. I would be extremely grateful, eternally grateful, if you guys share what you thought today. And until then, here's to wild success, guys. Have an amazing day, okay?
You too.
Good to see you.
Thank you.